Yankees imploded.
They absolutely did. That was super embarrassing, and it really was awful to watch.
Yeah.
Because I did want to see them have some. I wanted to see it go 7, and this is going to go down as one of the most epic failures and implosions in World Series history.
Yeah. Yeah, a lack of accountability and responsibility on that field. 100%. What is Volpe doing turning to third? Get the outs. You have so much negative momentum going that way, and you just need outs.
That was a real good example of just like the game speeding up for everybody in those moments where these things just like that would never you would figure that wouldn't happen in like a regular season game, or at least 9 times out of 10 they're going to make the correct play.
Yeah.
But that did not happen for so many of the Yankees during the 5th inning.
Just to start with Judge missing that easy fly ball, that liner right at him. Mm-hmm. Just watching his eyes drift and being like, I got it. It was just like, whoa, that is just the start of how bad this inning gets.
That's crazy because that play got overlooked so much by the Cole and Rizzo play.
Oh.
There was a lot of kerfuffles that led up to that.
There was a ton, and then including, the big one. Who do you think that's on? Do you think that was on Rizzo, or do you think that was on Cole?
I'm saying 80-20. I'm thinking 80 Cole, 20 Rizzo. Rizzo should be okay. When the ball was squibbing a little bit, so it wasn't like a straight shot where Rizzo is going to be. You're not going to be continually running to the ball to make that play. You're going to make the play on the ball to make sure you got it first before you then would say run to the bag to make that play. However, Cole just checked out immediately.
Yeah.
Rizzo clearly was not expecting that, and when he went to a full stop planted to then pitch, by the time he looked up and saw no one was going to be there, he's not going to be able to kick it in gear to beat Betts. So that is for sure. That's a split air, far more so for Cole.
I 100% agree with you, because as soon as that ball took him back, Garrett Cole should have known to keep running. And how many hours do they fucking do that in goddamn March?
Absolutely.
And it's just like, how does that immediately disappear when you get to the World Series? Like, because that is something you should know, like taking a look, like back on his feet, like you said, on his heels. Cole needs to finish that run.
Yeah, that's muscle memory that he just, for whatever reason, broke out of it. So very peculiar.
Yeah, and Rizzo's the one who gets his option declined. Bullshit. I'm with you. I blame Garrett Cole. Volpe, that was a bad play. Judge, all of that. Also, I don't understand why you don't have a mound visit after the second error.
Yeah, you really need to slow down the game at that point, because you're in the position of the Dodgers aren't going to beat you at that point. You're just going to give it away, and trying to find those moments where you have to slow the game down. And there was a lot of opportunities for them to just have a little mound visit, do something to just like chill everybody out, and they just didn't do it.
They didn't, and that was insane to me that they were trying to hold on to those mound visits for later in the game when you're up 5-0 going into that inning, and you didn't give up a fucking hit.
Yeah, he had
and then didn't give up a hit for the rest of that inning.
What was it? Did he end up giving up one hit, or was it no hits? I can't remember.
He gave up 2 hits through the whole outing in 6 innings. Like, I guarantee you, he would have finished that game if it wasn't for that error by Judge to start the snowball. And that's accountability on Aaron Boone. He should have gone out there instead of being like, man, this could be a game changer. Instead, he just basically let 5 runs come across and be like, well, I guess I'll go slow it down. You took too long. He was out there for 24 minutes without even them like saying anything.
Yeah, and it does fall kind of like in the a little bit of the category of like the baseball magic in my mind. But I do think even like a few subtle things is like a couple great claps from the dugout will do something to kind of diffuse the energy. This is like when it gets into that thing of like you just got to know the game and know how to like connect with like those players, because you could feel it. You could feel like that momentum, like, oh, it's starting.
Yep.
And they didn't do anything to change course.
Nope. And that's on Boone. That is 100% on Boone. Even the bench coach should have leaned in. Brad Osmus, who also butchered it when he was the manager of the Tigers with a super team, should have leaned in and been like, hey, Aaron, are we going to... Instead, they just got Tommy Kahnle to start warming up. And I was like, this is what we're going to fucking do when he's been cruising. You're gonna take one of your top relievers and have him start to warm up instead of stopping the fucking game. It was just so asinine. But, I mean, what Joe Kelly said, where he's like, yeah, we just had to grind him out. We knew we would beat him. We were a better team. And we just had to grind him out and put him in positions to make plays, and we knew that they wouldn't. And that, after him saying that on whatever podcast, was he being an asshole? Kind of. His tone's a little arrogant.
Yeah.
A little bit. But he was absolutely right.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't wrong for that. And there are that is a great strategy for a lot of teams, is allow the other team to make the mistakes. And the Yankees just had the pressure put on their shoulders, and they just kind of let it overtake them.
Yep, because they just weren't fundamentally sound, and the Dodgers knew that going into it. Just being like, if we don't make mistakes, they will. And they did the whole series.
Yeah, man. So an epic meltdown for the Yankees. It was a fun series, but I definitely wanted to see it go 7. But do you think there's going to be some repercussions for this?
They said Boone's coming back next year.
They did?
Yeah, sources are saying that Boone is back in 2025.
I thought for sure he was going to get let go after. And it's a crazy thing. What a wonderful world to be in if you're in the Yankees, that you can even discuss letting go of your general manager after he takes you to, or is part of the World Series.
Yeah. Well, he's been there forever. And this, he finally got them there after being close to getting them there. And they just needed to play 2 AL Central teams to get there. And then they got there and then just got shellacked.
Yeah, in the moments where he did intervene, the times where it did seem like a manager Aaron Boone put his weight on a scale, it did not come out to reflect well on the team. It didn't benefit them. They lost. There was a handful of decisions he made or didn't make. Game 1, walking Mookie Betts, get to Freddie Freeman, and putting in a pitcher hasn't thrown in a month in the most high leverage situation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, in those situations, you're like, well, that is clearly a manager making those calls to set up those matches, and he didn't come through in pretty much most of those.
No. I mean, on the other side of it, Dave Roberts executed a gem. And as much shit as I talked, it was like, okay, that was a pretty good class on how you're supposed to manage a bullpen, especially in that last game, which was being like, hey, yeah, we're going to bust out Walker Buehler, who's never closed a game in his entire life. And aced it.
Yeah, man. It was super cool to seeing those high leverage situations when the Dodgers were able to live up to those moments, and seemingly they kept making all the right decisions, making great plays, grinding it out, and the Yankees were just on the receiving end of it, it seemed like.
Yeah. I know another thing that Joe Kelly said on that podcast, he was like, they were the worst team left. Like, they were the worst team if you reseeded the playoffs that we could have played. He's like, I agree with him. He's like, the route we took, which was taking care of the Padres, who were a better team than the Yankees, taking care of the Mets, who were a better team than the Yankees. Cleveland was a better team than the Yankees. They just couldn't hit and they weren't timely. He's like, those teams were better than what the Yankees gave us. And when we went and looked at our scouting reports, I was like, I completely agree with you. But that's just how it crumbled, and that's why the Yankees shot for that number 1 seed in that bye week, so they could just cruise right through. And then just what also sucks, this sucks the most, this is just the beginning.
Yeah? How so?
Dude, Shohei's going to pitch next year.
Yeah, man.
Fuck.
I know. It sucks, but it's also super, super cool.
Yeah. Do we really want to see a Dodgers dominance in our lifetime?
It's not guaranteed. It is absolutely not guaranteed. So a lot of these players are getting older.
Yeah.
The Dodgers, have a tendency to trip over themselves, not really do great in the regular season, and somehow screw it up in the postseason.
But they finally did it.
I know, but the thing is, I'm so stoked to see the Reds battle this team. I like the David versus Goliath. I still hate large organizations that have a clear edge over small market teams, the Reds included.
Theft.
However, I am excited for the players that were on this Dodgers team.
Yeah, I am too.
But if it, mark my words here and then show me it later. If it, I'm fast forward and they're just dominating all the years.
Yeah.
But for now, I enjoyed it. I did enjoy the series.
I mean, here's the crazy part. A lot went wrong. Think about who was in that rotation that was hurt, that did not pitch. Shohei Ohtani, Clayton Kershaw, Dustin May, Tyler Glasnow, Bobby Miller. That's another rotation. And they're going to get all of those dudes back next year. And Ohtani.
Correct.
So, fuck, man. And look, I understand that this is good for the players because it signals to owners, spend money, win chips. Not the Moneyball bullshit where they're like, well, we could win it for $77 million. Look at us. I understand that it's good for players. They get paid more. It shows you get what you pay for. But this sucks.
Yeah, it could be a real bummer if this really starts to trend in this direction where you just have these dynasties based around money and just not even using using other teams as their farm systems. That's the thing I really want to avoid, which is currently what is going on with the Dodgers and the Yankees for the most part. But I will enjoy the Reds next year. I think they will be competitive. I do want to see a couple teams go up against these larger conglomerates.
Sure.
And then if they do too well, I want to see him just completely torn to pieces.
I mean,
tear down the monopolies.
Look, dude, the Reds had winning records against the Dodgers and the Yankees this year. Okay,
it can be done.
It can be done, but it's just being built for the postseason. And so far, that hasn't happened because we haven't won a series of postseason baseball since 1995.
So you're saying we're due?
We're due, baby. We're due. I don't. It's just a bummer that we'll just have to live through it and deal with it, especially with Ohtani's contract being in an escrow account. I mean, even Teoscar Hernandez had deferred money and it was a 1-year deal. That's the type of shit where I'm like, we're bending the rules. Even though it says you can do it, you're still bending them for a gargantuan organization. So it's hard to be like, man, I'm really happy for the city of Los Angeles where they have perfect weather all the time. And it's, so, and they can just spend money but not spend money and then actually spend money. So that's my big problem, but I'm happy for them. They finally got it. We can't say this was a Mickey Mouse World Series.
No, we'll get back on the hate train here come spring training.
We'll start the hate.
Don't you worry.
Don't worry. We'll be real angry. You know who was not angry? The city of Los Angeles and their fine residents. They know how to party.
Yeah, they do.
Dude, did you think that they would be that chaotic?
Yeah.
You had no doubt in your mind that they would burn a bus to the struts.
Just one.
Just one.
I figured it'd be more. To be quite honest, it's people Los Angeles, baby. Get have fun. Get out there. Light a bus on fire. I heard they didn't even know that they won the series. That was just a random bus. That's just what Greyhounds do after a while.
Yeah, they just set them down and they're like, get them, boys.
Insurance claim.
Here we go. Light up the flares. Terry brought the gasoline.
Yeah, dude. I mean, people party wild, man. I know. I'm not getting behind it, but still, it's crazy.
Yeah, I know. It's not like Minnesota 2020 where they burned down a Target.
Yeah.
Those are Hall of Fame numbers.
Yeah, we're not touching that.
No, one bus, a couple couches, one dude shooting himself in the face with fireworks. That was pretty funny. I would say that when they won was crazy. The parade seemed fairly tame itself. I would, if that came, I don't know if that what would happen if that came here.
Now, if they burned a car or a bus during the parade,
shit.
One that was there, if they burned a bus that had Shohei and other people on it, and they had to jump off of it, that would be pretty cool. They just start burning the buses in the parade.
Get some of the players off, and then they're like, actually, no, leave decoy on. We're gonna have hot dog.
There we go,
dude. Yeah, that would have been sick, but. It didn't. And then the festivities, dude, how drunk Jack Flaherty got was amazing.
I didn't see that. He got really drunk?
Oh, dude, they were interviewing him, and then, he went to stand up, and when he stood up, he almost fell over the seat.
Nice.
So hammed. And then, Oral Hershiser had to catch him and be like, all right, cut!
You gotta love that.
Gotta love it. Kike Hernandez calling out not so fat Joe. Another classic clip where you get to just stand on stage and be heels and give everyone bulletin board material for 2025.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
I can't wait. I can't wait to hear what unfiltered thoughts come out of some Reds' mouths when we get to have our parade. How many buses do you think? How many City Connects are going to be burnt down?
Yeah, they're going to get a couple streetcars. They're getting them off the rails.
Yeah. Take the streetcars off the rails. We're burning down We're burning down the brass ass in Newport. We're coming for you. That place probably will not burn.
That will never burn.
No, it has a bunch of thick lacquer of human origin liquids. Yeah. So it'll just be great. It'll be like a stunt double that puts that like thick paste on them. Yeah. And they have to do like a fire scene.
Yes, absolutely.
It's completely fire retardant.
It's retardant. And then you know how hard it is to burn a tick or a flea? Yeah. You gotta get them off you. That's what that place is. Mm-hmm. It's definitely just all bed bugs taking over at this point. Mm-hmm. Hard to burn them.
No, okay. You can't. No, sorry.
You're just nodding. I'm like, yeah. Oh, fucking. Now I want to go to the brass ass.
Grab me one of those Bud Lights.
Oh, okay.
We got to clear out the fridge. Sorry, it's been an issue. There's just too much stuff in that fridge.
I know, and it's a liquidation sale.
Yeah.
I totally understand.